My story has to do with Los Angeles in the 1950s. I grew up as the oldest of 5 children in a family in Los Angeles, and we had no greater pleasure than, as a special treat, to go visit my grandfather at Westlake Park. Westlake Park, one of the many parks in Los Angeles, very close to downtown, where Wilshire curves around, and it was an oasis in the middle of the city. My grandfather inherited the contract with the city from his father. They ran boats on the lake and food concessions for the people who came to the park to enjoy it. There's a lake, the Boathouse, a restaurant, and of course, my grandfather. Westlake Park was a place for everybody in the city to get close to nature. After World War II, it was renamed MacArthur Park to honor General MacArthur. The park, as I said, always a oasis, and the palm trees, the expanse of green, the dark waters of the lake, always birds, pigeons, and ducks. Mallards would nest in the grasses and pop out with their young in the spring. And when we would go there, there was always a sense of expectation, and we had delicious strawberry shakes and got to see family members and walked around in the creaky mint green dining room and looked out on the lake. Then we would go downstairs and have our turn to get a boat. You can see in this photograph the half-hour rates for canoes were a little less than the half-hour rates for the little motorboats. We were too little to be safe in a canoe, so we were going to have a motorboat. My uncles both worked there, David and Bill, and they would be there in their shirt sleeves, and they would be pulling out the boats for us. One time, my brother, Patrick, fell into the lake, reaching in to try to pat a duck, fell into that murky black water, and one of my uncles ripped off his watch, jumped out of his shoes, and dove in to save my sputtering little brother. Of course, the city continued to change around Lacey Park. Wilshire Boulevard cut over the top of it. But my grandfather, William J. Daze, continued to work and have a concession there, food for the men who would spend their days playing checkers and chess under the trees at the tables. And he did that until he turned 90, when my grandmother said she didn't think he should be commuting to work anymore.